Alright, think we should be good to go.
We are, actually.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are here underway in some qualifying for the inaugural race of the 2024 ARC F1 Americas Championship. I want to welcome everybody tuning in tonight. As mentioned in our qualifying session already, it will be one session. Started at about 17 minutes. We are about a minute and a half of the way through. And of course, we want to thank everybody who may be tuning in throughout the season and whatnot. This should be a full-length season. We had some troubles earlier in the year, of course, with our realistic season. Had to cut it short to be able to fit this season into the schedule. So this being the primary F1 season of the year, we want to welcome you to it, and we hope as much as you do that we get some really good racing out of it. I mean, I can't expect anything less from a lot of the drivers on the track this year. Quick shout out to Cameron Lopez. See him in the chat. Good evening, sir.
Yep, Alex, we got 15 races not set in a regular season format like you would see in real life. Just a bit of a mixed bag of circuits for these drivers to get accustomed to. I just want to bring up, we're going to start our season much like we have in years past at the Australian Grand Prix here in Albert Park. Albert Park, a fan favorite for most of the drivers, obviously going through a reconfiguration there in Sector 2. Made for some great racing here last season. A bit of a wreck fest towards the end of the race, but it was thrilling nonetheless, Alex. And we got to mention the different names in different places this season. There's a little bit of shakeups along the grid.
Yeah, lots of movement as far as drivers and their allegiances go.
Yeah. AJ Knickel took a step down from Team 44 and made way for Jackson Altman to join the team. He'll take the seat next to Al Hazmi, folks, of all people, in the East Coast Racing AlphaTauri. So Mikey DeYoung and Al Hazmi broken up. Teammates no more. We saw a lot of stuff last year, Alex, especially that race there at Las Vegas. Now they're not teammates. Gloves are off, so to speak. So look for the champion. It could get spicy.
I mean, I'm expecting nothing less from most of these drivers. Of course, as mentioned, Al Hazmi and Mikey DeYoung, I mean, deservedly 1 and 2 in the championship. Of course, just ran away with the Constructors' Championship after not even halfway through the season. But yes, it'll be so interesting to see them head to head in such a capacity this year. They really just had so much respect for each other last season, being teammates and whatnot, that, as Billy said, the gloves are kind of off this year, and we've yet to see what will come because of that. However,
Yeah,
Al Hazmi
I'm looking
already
forward to it.
laying down his first lap of the session. He's 117.5 to Mikey's 117.3, who tops the leaderboard in provisional pole position. Of course, these being only the first hot laps out of the whole session. We should expect pole time to be somewhere around the 116.4, 116.5 mark, I'd say. So plenty of time still to be worked through for a lot of these drivers here.
Yeah, see a couple guys out there putting in banker times there on the medium compound tire. Ayrton Frederick. Nope, sorry. That's a SRS. Oh, it's a new name, Alex. Got two.
Yeah,
Look
lots
at
of
the
new
notes.
names out here. Oh, and it's a quick exit for Julius Dugu, unfortunately, in the Aston Martin. Saw him just on the tail end of that incident he just managed to find himself within. He will be out of the session without a time put up on the board. He will be starting from the back of the pack, unfortunately.
Yeah. Luckily for him, not a full grid, not 20 cars, so he will get P. Oh, sorry, I was just staring at Mikey DeYoung as he. Or no, sorry, that wasn't Mikey DeYoung. It's Aiden McCarthy, Mikey's new teammate. Had a bit of an off down there in the final corner, but he does have a time in, so he's ahead of those who have not set one yet.
Want to give a quick hello to Mr. Genius in Math. Mr. Math, want to thank you for tuning in, of course. I mean, I hope your knowledge and expertise of mathematics comes into play here with the aero and engineering of F1. I'm sure that is something that piques your interest as much as it does ours. Thank you, of course, for tuning in. But it's Lightning, newcomer to the series, up on provisional pole position by about 4/10 on his first hot lap out. Just waiting to see somebody coming around to maybe start one. Let's see. Everybody just kind of banking laps at this point. I mean, just one and done it seems for the majority of this field here.
Yeah, we see someone already in the 16.9s. Lightning. Trying to see who that might be.
First timer in the spectators corner, Mr. Math. Want to say no worries about that. I mean, plenty of people tuning in and out as the night goes on. This is a 50% of realistic distance race, so should not be necessarily as long. Oh, that's Nico Pichet, according to Lewis in the chat. Thank you, Lewis, for the information. I did not know that. He's just using a PC name, so Lightning kind of threw me off. But that is Nico Pichet, who, of course, has already won plenty of races in ARC, going all the way back to, I believe, 2017 or so. He has been a frequent flyer as far as ARC racing is concerned. Into the pits ducks Tyler Crabtree, currently sitting on his 119.8. He'll be doing a tire switch, of course, just banking a lap on those mediums on his first lap out. Of course, still waiting on somebody going around. Do you want to follow Mikey DeYoung for a lap around Albert Park, Bill?
On his outlap? Oh, here we go. Nice. Yes, absolutely. Albert Park, great dive off into turn 1 and 2. Quick, very easy to lose the rear here. First DRS zone as we head up towards turn. What is that? I lost my numbers. 3 and 4. Keep it nice and tidy. You see, don't take you can beach the car on exit there, and it's so easy to go wide there. But Mikey's a professional. You know what Mikey's gonna do. Purple sector 1. So he heads now onto the reconfigured 8 to 9. Another DRS zone. Should see it right about now. Flick goes the rear wing. So you head towards it used to be 11, 12, but this is now 9 and 10 corners here. The old Sunik complex. Yeah, Mikey's line's tidy right now. And it's a new reconfigured, very tight turn 11. And this is pretty much just drop it into 5th flat through here as you see Mikey do. And then a quick turn down into 13. Set you up for, and somewhere he's gone wide, Alex. I didn't even see that at all. He's
Straight
invalidated
in
his
he
lap.
goes. Yeah, looks like he'll be scrubbing that one. Into the pits. Of course, he had been out on his own banker lap on those medium compound tires. We'll be switching up to the soft compound and probably looking to make a run on that 1:16.9 time of Nico Pichet on provisional pole for the time being. However, another early retirement, it looks like, from
Yeah.
the Alpine of Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. Wow, perennial contender he usually ends up being. But tonight,
Yep.
he will probably be starting towards the back, sitting upon that 1:18.6. I'm sure
He lost it right there where Alex Albon lost it last year in 6 and 7. That quick right left.
Oh,
I
only
didn't
his
see the
second lap
incident.
out.
Yeah. I didn't see it. I just saw the car stranded by the side of the road there on the map down in the corner. Hey, let's see who's about to complete laps here. Ooh, who's that? It's Al Hasmi going quick through sector 2.
A slow lap from the Aston of Ayrton Frederick, unfortunately. May have been caught up in some type of incident. May have had to slow up, actually, for the incident involving Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. He'll have to scrub those tires and duck back in for a new set if he hopes to be competitive at all in this session.
Red Ron goes over the line, improves a little bit, but what's Al Hasmi done? He didn't improve. He must have lost some time there. He was
Yeah,
good
no
through sector 2.
improvement there.
Alex
Interesting
about to
session
finish.
thus far. I mean, we see drivers mostly just banking on single hot laps. Of course, nobody around Albert Park looking to bank 2 hot laps in a row, it seems. For the time being, of course, Nico Pichet just remaining on that pole position. Nobody really touching that 116.9, the only driver into the 116s thus far.
I'm trying to see who SRS oh, Leonardo Flores.
Aha, Leo Flores. So, we apologize, of course, as the
Yeah,
progression
the
of
new.
this broadcast unfolds. Being the first race of the season, these are names that we are learning as much as you are. A
A
lot
bit
of
on the
drivers
fly.
here with new names that we just don't recognize, even if they may be recognizable drivers themselves. So we're learning on the fly here.
Gotta knock the cobwebs off somehow, you know?
It's been a few weeks.
Trial by fire. No
The
big deal.
inaugural Grand Prix of this 2024 season. I mean, we're happy to be here regardless, but we should expect a bit of a safety car incident galore type race, if nothing else. A lot of these drivers will be shaking off the cobwebs as much as we are up in the commentary booth.
Is that Ayrton Fredericks starting a lap? No, that's. How. I'm gonna do this all season. Jamie knock. Not Fred. It happens every race. I'm sure it'll always happen. Trying to see
Boryoshi on a
who's
bit
about
of a
to.
hot lap here. Oh, he has slowed down, it looks like. Local yellows out through Sector 3 has kind of ruined any chance of improvement for him in the Mercedes at the moment.
Not bad, a 117.2. It puts him above Mikey, so. But it looks like Mikey's on a hot lap as we speak. We know that he invalidated his last attempt, so he'll be looking to improve at least on his first outlap. He's up by 3/100 so far. Oof. That's going to be a trouble spot for a lot of these drivers as the race progresses and the tires start to wear, is that 9-10 complex, because you're carrying so much speed through there.
Yeah, De Jong with
And
an unfortunate invalidation, and back into the pits he'll go once again. That is 2 laps scrubbed for him thus far. Championship contender, by all means, year in and year out. However, 2 out of his 3 laps thus far in this qualifying session have just been for naught.
it's the first time I've really seen the defending champion really kind of not completely with it, Alex. Like, we saw last year. I mean, there was a few mishaps. I want to say like we never see it, but like think back to last year, the inaugural race of the 2023 season at Bahrain. Both the Williams are right. Boryoshi's, yep, he's not gonna be able to get a lap in, so he's just gonna settle for the P2. Not bad. It's a valiant effort. A lot of these guys are
Oh,
either on their final laps
big
now.
incident.
Oh,
Sorry, Billy,
who's
but
that?
oh, off and into the wall goes Jamie Knock, unfortunately, in the Ferrari. He does manage to get it going, but wow, his front wing is absolute trash at this point. He will not be able to get in and back out in time to get another lap in, so he'll have to sit upon that 117.8 and hope for the best.
He's just looking for a safe place.
Man, we were following along with him for this hot lap he was on. He just pushed it a bit much through that end of Sector 2 complex. So back in, he will gingerly go, but with no hope really of advancing from that P5 position he currently finds himself in. Boryoshi, early retirement here, not risking going back out for another lap. He will be sitting upon his 117.2, so that leaves only one driver at the moment into the 16s, that being Nico Pichet, of course.
I'm not sure he even has to set a lap. Alex, if I could shift your attention though, as runner-up from last season, Al Hasmi's out on track right now. looking to maybe steal away a spot there on the front row of the grid
Oh
to
yeah,
start the
weaving
season
his
off.
way through the beginning of Sector 2. He's laying down a hot lap, already advancing on his previous best time, and if nothing else, he'll be looking to pip that P3 spot from Mikey DeYoung, maybe more, if time allows. We are within 45 seconds of the end of this qualifying session, though, so it is really crunch time here for the drivers out on track.
Oh, this is going to be close. A bit of traffic. Oh, hopefully that's not distracting.
Through the final corner goes Al-Hazmi, and over
Oh,
the
he's going to get
line
a
we will
nice
wait.
slipstream.
Oh yes, look at the slipstream off the Ferrari of... Who is that? I'm not sure. Of Nico Pichet, in fact. And he will advance over Mikey DeYoung for that P3 position for the moment.
Yeah, but do you think Pichet can best his own lap here? He's only set one lap. It's all he's needed to take provisional pole thus far. As we see, Mikey DeYoung's done. Jamie Knox done. Al Hazmi's done. Is this more of a victory lap here for Pichet? He goes wide. Oh, I mean, not that it matters. He could have saved a set of tires. Doesn't look like anybody's touching him. He's 3/10 ahead of the field. Take a valiant effort from those left.
Really ripping through here, though, and that Alfa Romeo in front may pose some problems if he is looking to advance. Upon
AJ
his
Knickel
current time,
goes to P6. Oh, and gets knocked down to P7 as, who is this? The new names are just going to, oh, it's Leonardo Flores, who goes P5 in the McLaren. There you go.
and ducking in will be Nico Pichet, kind of understanding the situation. Doesn't really need to lay down another hot lap. Nobody else is going to touch his time. One driver alone into the 116.9s, and that's really kind of surprising, I must say. I was expecting times to be right around the 116.5, 116.6 mark, but just kind of a lot of rust to be shaken off by most of these drivers here. And so there it is. The field is set. Pole position goes to Nico Pichet, the perennial ARC contender. Good to see him back in the seat of a Formula One car. It's been a while, I must say. But as mentioned, he's been winning races since just about 2017 or so. So maybe a bit of a battle here up front as Boryoshi will line up alongside him in P2. Row 2 will go to Al-Hazmi and Mikey DeYoung, the former teammates. They will be battling it out for that final podium position. P5 will go to Flores as Jamie Knock will get P6. Row 4 will be occupied by the AlphaTauri of AJ Knickel alongside Ridwan Hamza in the Alfa Romeo. P10 goes to Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. The early retirement did not trouble him too much. He will not be starting as far back as I kind of expected him to. P10 for him. P11 and 12 will go to Max as well as Tyler Crabtree. And we are set to go here in Australia.
Yeah, look for Jonathan Jurgensmeyer to be one of the biggest movers in the race. We know that he doesn't always, more of a Checo Perez, not really there on a Saturday, but bet your heart out on Sunday you're gonna be talking about him. So
Now, this feels like a race that's going to just come down to more than anything luck of strategy. I am expecting a few safety car incidents, a few drivers kind of not quite having all the rust shaken off, so at that point, it'll just be up to the front runners to be able to. Okay, Lewis, see your message. Max is Jamie. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. But as I was saying,
yeah, Jamie
it's
Cavagini.
the front runners, the people starting up front, will just be looking to take off really as far as they can from the rest of the pack, as that pack will probably be having plenty of trouble throughout this race. Plenty of yellow flags out and safety car incidents as we line up here for our formation lap.
Ah, it's good to see cars out on the track, Alex.
There's nothing quite like it, is there? The sweet smell of spring and diesel fuel.
What? Yeah, no, just obviously the real life hype. Winter testing is going on right now. It's been a long winter break since November 27th was Abu Dhabi. And just like that, we're back at it in real life and here in ARC. And we had a great season last year. I mean, Mikey DeYoung kind of controlled the field, but from the midpoint of the tables where like a lot of the focus was put, and we had some good racing and good battles out there. So I'm excited, Alex.
Yeah, interesting here. I mean, of course, being the fact that these are even cars, this is not by any means a realistic series. All these cars are racing with the same aero, with the same settings, all that, and so forth. Even still, though, Mikey DeYoung ending up P4 to start the season off of
Yeah,
qualifying. Boryoshi will be alongside Nico Pichet on pole. And I mean, it was just kind of to be expected, race in and race out, that Boryoshi, Al-Hazmi, and Mikey DeYoung were the podium to just kind of lock in, even
a
before
lot
the
of
race had
interviews
started.
last season.
A lot of money to be made if you were betting on ARC Formula One, just on those three securing the podium week in and week out. However, Nico Pichet being thrown into the mix here. Nicolas Pichet, I believe he's Canadian. I mean, it just kind of changes the game for a lot of these drivers. Should make it very interesting.
I believe, Alex, next week we should head towards maybe a Discord call, because seeing the pace of Pichet, in order to give an interview, we'd actually have to be in Discord, so
Oh,
not
this
much
is
we could do
true.
this week, but hey,
Okay, and it's lights out and away we go here in the 2024 ARC F1 America's Championship. Good getaway here from Pichet. He'll snag that P1 spot. Does not have to fight very hard for it. However, lots of movement down the rest of the grid as Ridwan moves his way up into P8.
no
Holding station
incidents.
here. Yes, no incidents thus far. More movement
Ooh,
as Jonathan Jurgensmeyer makes up a position. He's now into P8 over Ridwan. And already, I think that is the fastest track limits penalty I've ever seen assessed.
oh,
Didn't
and
even feel like it
Ayrton
was three
Fredericks
corners
around.
worth. Yes, and it's the Alfa Romeo of Ayrton Frederick who will find
Aston
himself
Martin.
trying to catch up to the rest of the pack, unfortunately.
VSC deployed, Alex.
Already.
Yeah, bit of front wing debris
We're
on
going
the
to tune
track
in
due
with
to
him, and
Ayrton.
yeah, that Aston Martin is very clearly missing a front wing at the moment.
It got a bit argy-bargy down through the pack, a bit of a Constantina effect. There was Tyler Crabtree with, who is that? Yachten. That is Corey Chan. There was a bit, yeah, we saw Jamie Cavagini get into the back of the Mercedes, and they just kind of checked up from there, and you could see Ayrton kind of paid the price there. Luckily, it's a VSC. You can try and get in and get the nose taken care of before we go back green. He will lose time, though.
Yeah, VSC deployed for the time being. Everybody just kind of holding station. Al-Hazmi looking to make a run on that Mercedes as early as he can. Let's take
Oh,
a look at
Matthew
some of the
Stotts is in
tire
too
detail.
for a front wing change.
It's Nico Pichet opting to start the race from pole position on the soft compound tires. So if nothing else, he'll be looking to play the undercut on P2 and P3 of Boryoshi and Al-Hazmi, both opting for the medium compound. Mikey DeYoung and Jamie Knock, though, P4 and P5, opting for the hard compound tires, looking to make this first stint stick and last as long as they can.
Yeah, as long as he can stick with them, should be fine. This is an extended VSC. Very lengthy.
Must be a lot of debris, yeah.
Oh, we've had... I didn't even notice that, but... Um, Aiden McCarthy has crashed out of this race.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty, I think that was under VSC as well. That did not happen before this had been called out.
again, new teammate to Mikey DeYoung there, former reigning Constructors champions. Not off to the hot start that you would expect.
Yeah, waiting to get going here, but unfortunately, the defending champions of the
Oh,
Constructors Championship will be without a driver as we do get going, and it's Mikey DeYoung making the quick move around that Mercedes of Boryoshi for P2. However, Al-Hazmi and Jamie Nock both right there fighting for those podium positions.
oh, Boryoshi has a drive-through, and so doesn't ooh, the names.
Flores?
Flores, he's got a drive-through as well. Speeding under VSC, they tried to time it and they got it wrong.
Oh, man. And you just hope that is not a race killer for that Mercedes currently running in the final podium position. But it
Or the
very well may
McLaren
be.
on debut. But like you've said before, Alex, there's a safety cars are almost again. We've already had a VSC and we're 3 laps in. A lot to be expected. If you're Boryoshi, you want to serve that as fast as you can. Yeah, you're gonna see him go through now. Do not
Yeah.
speed onto pit road.
Boryoshi ducking it into the pits for that drive-through penalty, unfortunately. That is going to ruin his track position for the time being, but probably a smart move just to get it out of the way as soon as possible. He will be fighting from the back foot from here, though, getting ejected off of pit road into P12. And at this point, this is Nico Pichet's race to lose, I must
Oh
say.
no! And it
3.2
looks like
seconds.
Flores had an issue getting onto the pit, missed the pit, and lost all those positions, Alex, and he hasn't even served his drive-through.
Oh no. Back into P14 he is for the time being, still with a penalty to serve, yeah. Good point to mention, Bill. Thanks for that.
Also,
Almost a
Piche has checked out.
almost a 4-second lead built out already by the Ferrari of Pichet. And Mikey DeYoung is I'm sure he's just kind of kicking himself. He's usually on autopilot for these races, but for him it's like, wow, I might actually have to work for this one.
And the one thing we've been looking forward to since we began tonight's broadcast is former teammates going against each other here for P2.
Right up into the back of that Williams goes Al-Hazmi, with the assistance of DRS, making his way around easily up into P2.
Yep. Look at that. Jamie Nock right up there in P4 too. Look, John, again, it happened again, Alex. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer's up into P5. Look at AJ up there, P6 too. Like, they both improved their position. I mean, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer started P10. He's already, I mean, maybe with the misfortunes of others, but either way. Just so good on a Sunday.
Yeah, lots of movement thus far in the Grand Prix. Of course, only on lap 5. Lots of penalties already being assessed as we see Ridwan Hamza in the Alfa Romeo, a mainstay of ARC Racing, already picking up his first penalty, unfortunately.
Ridwan, a very competitive and fast GT driver. Ooh, look at Blurry Julio making a move there. Who is that? Max. Ooh. Tyler Crabtree looking to try and take advantage. Doesn't want to stick his nose too deep. And here
Ridwan, it
comes
seems,
Julius
just kind of
Dooku.
struggling on these hard compound tires, cannot seem to get it going back there in P12. Gaps already forming all across the grid. However, it will be Tyler Crabtree making the move here on Max for that P9 position, doubling his points total.
That's his sights off after Julius Dooku. Mikey DeYoung all over the back of his former teammate. He's
Oh
gonna have the
yeah.
inside line. Now Hasmi just lets him go. Obviously, the smart thing to do. He'll have DRS here or down the front stretch. So
And of course, as can be expected, lots of respect between those two drivers.
yeah, they raced each other pretty hard last year, but it was fair. I mean, like I said, the only spot that was a bit confusing was the end of that Vegas race. But them going back and forth has pulled Jamie Knock close to him.
Yeah, Jamie
Jamie
Knox
Knock also
sitting
on the hards.
P4, right up there with Al Hazmi and Mikey DeYoung, all currently fighting for that P2 position. However, Nico Pichet already building his lead out to just about 5.5 seconds. I mean, everybody is on the back foot if they're trying to fight with that Ferrari tonight.
Yeah, he's pretty much gonna cover any undercut or anything. He is, I believe he's just one of 3 drivers to start the race on the softs. It's crazy. He hasn't used a bit of his ERS either. He's just oh, Jamie Knock is getting closer and closer to Asmi here.
Oh, looks like it. Yeah.
Ooh.
Had to back out a bit from that move he was probably planning to make.
That was a pucker.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, what's happened?
Oh, it looks like
Oh no.
Proxy in the Haas. I'm sorry, I don't know that name, but the
That
Haas
is
has
AJ
crashed out.
Goncalves.
Gonsalves? I'm not sure. However, we
Yeah.
may see the
Safety car.
Red Bull of Matt Stotts here coming up on that incident soon enough. Maybe we can get a little bit of insight into what happened.
Track's clear. We can see that. But
Does
it's that
not
inside
look
wall
like it.
there.
It
Must have
has
got on the curb.
It's necessitated the calling out of the full safety car for this one. Must be lots of debris that needs to be cleared from the track.
Now this is interesting. While the leader on soft stays out, everybody behind him pits. Everybody up and down the grid, nobody stayed
Oh
out
yeah.
except for the leader. It's going to be a huge help right here for Boryoshi.
I mean, just the fact alone that they'll all have to stack back up. I mean, have to think that this Ferrari of Nico Pichet was kind of hung out to dry.
Yeah, and it's not like he can gain. He's right on the back of the safety car. So if he pits now, it's ooh, a bit of a blunder. That's a. I'm trying to figure a reason why he would stay out. And I can't find one, Alex. I can't. Did he miss the? No, I feel like the safety car came out well before he was past pit exit. Oh, and look, he is gonna pit. Oh,
Yeah, ducking into the pits is the leader of this race, Nico Pichet. So up into the lead behind the safety car will be Mike DeYoung. However, not as much time lost for Pichet as would be under regular green flag circumstances, of course.
well, when you go from 6 seconds out in the lead to now you're sitting P9 behind guys that generally try and battle for every point. Once you get back in the thick of it, it's not as smooth sailing as he had from starting on pole.
I suppose you're right, but I will also counter with that by saying any driver that's able to pull out a 5.5 second lead on P2 is probably able to carve his way through the field back up into the podium without much trouble. However,
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
makes our job easier. We have something to show you guys. I mean, considering the pace, I couldn't agree with you more there. Yeah, he should be able to carve through.
It's just
But
a wait and
also
see
now,
type scenario from here for that Ferrari, though.
yeah, and now Mikey DeYoung and Al Hasmi are left to their own devices to fight for the lead here. Mikey is on the better tire, but we saw he was able to stick with Al Hasmi, who was on the medium too. It's kind of they flipped their roles and they were able to stay pretty close. And is that Jamie Cavagini up there on the podium right now? He stayed out, yeah, on the hards. He's on 8-lap-old hards. He's not looking to pit. He's not going to let a safety car waver his strategy. He's probably going to go medium soft, or I mean soft, hard medium maybe. But if he can extend, that's not a bad spot. He's a pit stop ahead of everybody now.
We want to thank, of course, Luis Ramirez for all the help he's providing us in chat with a lot of these name pronunciations. We just, you know, just how fast this season and the planning of it kind of moved along after the end of the realistic season. We weren't able to get a full roster and a full pronunciation key for all the names, so there's a lot of names on the grid that we're not even familiar with up to this point. But of course,
Cavani
Luis
and
Ramirez,
G7.
LFR, we want to, as always, thank you for being such a help to ARCA as you always are, and this broadcast is no different.
We
However,
gotta
for the
thank
time
Mr.
being,
Lopez as well. He's
yeah,
out
Cam
here
Lopez,
telling us.
always doing the work. Of course, he was a front runner time in and time out throughout the last few seasons of ARC Formula One. Great
Absolutely.
driver himself.
A lot
Kind
of
of
respect for Mr.
surprised to
Lopez.
kind of surprised to not see him out in this series specifically. I'm sure he's got other stuff going on or whatnot, but Cam, we
Yeah,
wanna,
he's unavailable for the Americas series, but
yeah.
we will see him on Saturdays again. We
Regardless,
all know.
though, we want to thank everybody for bearing with us through our bad pronunciations and learning of the names and whatnot. However, I mean,
That's
Mikey
the first
DeYoung
race,
and
Alex.
Mikey DeYoung and Abdullah Hazmi out front. It's almost like we've heard this joke before, you know?
Yeah. Only person missing right now is Boriyoshi, who still finds himself down in P10. But we've seen this time and time again. But like we mentioned before, there's not a Williams there in P2. It is an AlphaTauri. This is what we wanted to see, Alex. Second, I was taken aback. I didn't know this news of the team switch. So as soon as I heard this, my ears perked up right away.
So we will be on the go of Mikey DeYoung here.
As he knows the tactics, he's not gonna let Mikey catch him slipping. And there we go.
And off we go, off the restart.
Jonathan Jurgensmeyer already up beside Jamie Knock, but backs off. Oh no.
Oh, and it looks like
Crabtree.
technical difficulty may be playing a role here as Ridwan of the Alfa Romeo. I think he's been in and out of this session trying to connect and reconnect and whatnot.
Yep.
Racing from Australia, it should be noted, so, I mean, everybody else here being from the Americas and a few Euro drivers. Ridwan Hamza is by far the odd man out, racing all the way from Australia, so.
And here goes Pichet. Already up into P7.
Yeah, Nico Pichet making his moves early, of course, opting for those medium compound tires off of his pit stop from that safety car.
Into the back of Cavagini. Oh, switches to the inside. What a move.
Up the inside he goes, up into P6.
Now, you weren't lying, Alex. He is going to carve like Thanksgiving.
I was kind of expecting it. I mean, if nothing else, I expected the rest of the field to make way for him, if nothing else, kind of understanding the situation, knowing that he is probably the fastest driver out on track. I don't expect much of these midfield runners to really put up much of a fight against him. I expect most of them to just kind of let him go, let him run.
Well, we'll see what AJ does here.
If AJ's smart, he knows that his fight is not against this Ferrari. And it looks like he's going to force him a little bit wide, but he's going to give him plenty of space, of course. Nico will make his way up into P5.
P9 and P5 in one
And
lap.
yeah,
Sets his sights out on Jurgensmeyer.
I think that's just kind of the recognition that like your fight, if you're AJ Knickel, your fight is not with that Ferrari. It's
No,
not
it's
worth
with
trying
Jurg.
to, yeah. Oh, big
Sweet
moment there
Mercedes.
for the Haas though. Losing 2 positions, it looks like, to both for Mercedes, I'm sorry, of both Borghioschi and Tyler Crabtree, making their move around
Uh,
Flores, I'm
those
sorry, in
11
the
lap old
Haas.
hards. That's
Maybe a
Cavanini.
bit of trouble here as well
Oh
for that.
yeah, he's dropping.
Yeah, not too sure
Here
what's
comes
going on
Corey
with that
Chan.
Haas, but Corey is right up into the rear and looking to make his move as soon as possible.
Right behind him, Stotts.
Ducking all the way out, looking for a move up the inside was Stotts, if only for a moment, however, he's tucked back in. Oh, and a big move on the outside of Corey Chan, looking to make the move on Flores, but is not able to for the time being. He'll tuck back in, however, Matt Stotts way up into the rear of that Alfa Romeo, of course, should be mentioned, on those hard compound tires, so if he can make
Oh,
this
what's
move
this?
stick... Another early retirement. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that one.
That's Flores. Flores retires from the race. Oh, Alex, 3 wide. Oh, my
Oh,
Lanta.
a few kisses, a few smooches made to the wall on that one. Oh my goodness. I don't know if this
Oh,
is my
there it is.
game. Is this my
There it
game?
is.
No, it is Matt Stotts crashing his way out of this one. And a safety car deployed once again. Oh my goodness.
It's a huge incident.
Sheesh,
You could
already.
feel that one coming when they came around 8. There was a bit of lag, and Stotts just went for it, and there was a spike. It pushed him wide. They were 3 wide. He came through 9 and 10, and obviously got the rear stepped out, and it looked like I looked back at the stream immediately because there's a bit of a delay, and from your side I saw a bunch of netcode issues, and unfortunately that's. Oh, and Rid1 is out as well. We have 11 cars.
Oh, I'm not sure exactly if that is network trouble or an actual crash out from the Alfa Romeo of Ridwan. Regardless, though, it seems that he is out of this one, unfortunately. And wow, folks, already that is nearly, what, 40% of the field already gone. Find ourselves not even halfway through this Australian Grand Prix, the inaugural race, and already so many DNFs.
Waiting to see here. Oh, Matthew Stoss is just saying that he's saying it was on him. Saying he's washed. We know that's not true. It's just getting into the thick. If it's first race Stoss, no worries, man. But that changes a lot. I wonder. Oh, and Pichet's gone into the pit again. He'll be on now the optimal tire. Brand new mediums.
Yeah, mediums, he'll be looking to make those last the whole way through.
Al Hasmi opted to pit as well. He finds himself down in PC. He's the first of the people that pitted. Look at
Oh,
this.
and
Jamie Knock running P2 and Boryoshi back up onto the podium places, bringing his teammate Tyler Crabtree. And look at that. Julius
comments
Dooku, P5.
comments coming in from the McLaren of Pato Seb, and it looks like Flores is confirming that there was just nothing to do there. And yeah, I mean,
Broke the rear wing.
that was a tough situation to end up in, but you tried to make the most of it, and we cannot blame you for that.
Tough break on debut. But listen, it's a quick turnaround. We'll be back here next week fighting for it. that's certainly gonna mix up. We got guys up here in the top five that we don't normally get to see. Well, that's not true. Let's not say the rest. But Julius Dooku, however, he's on for probably his best finish right now. That's if positions withholding. There's he's got guys right behind him on fresh tires. So especially a gentleman battling for a win and a driver arguably that belongs on the podium this race.
So Mikey de Jong will, of course, maintain his lead of this Grand Prix, everybody being stacked up from the safety car incident. However, the safety car in this lap, it will be on the go of Mikey de Jong. We will follow along with Boriyoshi for this restart, trying to make the most of his restart, currently sitting P3. Oh, excuse me. P3 with teammate Tyler Crabtree directly behind him in P4 as well. Great showing in this inaugural Grand Prix from that Mercedes team. Believe it's FBR, right, Bill?
FBR? Yeah. Yeah, this is Tyler Crabtree's debut for FBR. A lot of debuts for Gentlemen Cross.
I believe that's the team name. Great
Yeah.
showing thus far. I mean, it seems that they are in the lead of constructors' points
Oh,
with positions being considered. Oh,
Mikey de Jong waited.
oh yeah.
Oh, Mikey de Jong's been given a 5-second penalty because a driver pulled up alongside him.
It was Jamie Knock, yeah.
I mean, Mikey's warming his tires. He's given every right to do so. What? First race, first piece of controversy.
The
I mean,
Ferrari of
Mikey's.
Knock, yeah, just kind of pulled up alongside him without any right to, and still Mikey was penalized for whatever incident may have happened between the two.
Watch that space, folks, post-race. Sure, Mikey's not too happy with that, but it's really caught the rest of the field off guard because these two have checked out, and as we say that,
Nico
Pichet's up
Pichet,
into P3.
hell yeah. Carving his way through this field, of course, with 14 racing laps remaining in this Grand Prix. On those medium compound tires that he's probably looking to stick out till the end, however. I mean, another safety car incident, another reason for him to be able to duck into the pits, and I'm sure he'll be onto those softs till the end.
Oh, a bit of contact
Oh
there
yes, look
between.
at that! The Alfa
Oh,
Romeo of Julius Dooku was running P3, the final podium position, however, has
Aston
ended
Martin.
up... Oh yes, I'm sorry. The Aston Martin of Julius Dooku, running P3 for the time being, lost an end plate on his wing and will immediately bring it into the pits, probably looking for a repair on that. We also see Tyler Crabtree ducking it in for a fresh new front wing, as well as Al-Hazmi with a new front wing. So long pit
Oh,
stops here between these final three drivers. Of course, plenty of DNFs and whatnot that will keep them in the points if they can manage to stick it out to the end. However, seeing Abdullah Hazmi this far down in the order, ducking in for a new wing as well on top of that. I mean, it's just kind of a bit of a sheesh.
at the moment, finishing gets you some points, barring one position. So, and just like that, the Ferraris of Jamie Knock and Pichet hunting down Mikey de Jong.
Yeah, Pichet carving his way back up into P2 in a big twitch. Lots of oversteer there from the Ferrari of Jamie Knock, however, does manage to correct it.
He got a bit on the grass there into 13. Hurt his exit. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer right behind Boriyoshi too. On fresher tires too. I must add, bringing AJ. Oh, AJ got hooked up on the curb. He's good. Oh, the car just bottoms out on exit on that curb, and you pretty much get put on a railroad track, just a straight line. You can't turn, but is able to keep it going. And they pretty much set a gap to Cavallini there in P7.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I mean, as far as it goes for Boryoshi, currently sitting P4, fighting for one of those podium positions, gap has left him almost 2 seconds back from Jamie Knock for the time being.
But here comes Jurg around
Making
the
the move
outside.
around the outside on that Mercedes, the Alpine of Jonathan Jurgensmeyer moves his way up into P4, and I'm going to be honest, brother, you love to see it.
Yeah. AJ behind them was carrying a lot of speed. He just went off the grass a bit, but he recovered good. He's still in the battle with these guys. Good to see AJ up in the mix with these two. Again, like you said earlier, when AJ moved out of the way for Piché, like his battle was. Oh, whoa, whoa, woo! AJ with a bit of a tank slapper, as you say, Alex, out of the final corner, but manages to hold it down on the DRS, on the power, and doesn't lose that much time. He's actually gaining on Boryoshi here. Boryoshi's struggling on those tires.
Yeah, looks like it. Knickel right up into the rear of that Mercedes at the moment.
Oh, Jamie Knock! Hold on. That turn 5 corner, you just get on the outside curb, and yeah, I think he's got wing damage. I'm trying to look back from Jurgensmeyer, but Jurgensmeyer up into the podium places.
Quietly moving his way up in the Alpine, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer on a bit of a hot fucking stretch here.
I don't.
Jurgensmeyer making his way up through the field, carving the same way that we watched Nicolas Piché do much the same only a few laps ago. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, of course, just season in, season out, always considered the silent assassin. We have dubbed it the Jurgensmeyer signature move for him to qualify P12, and by the end of lap 4 of any given race, he's already up from P12 to P6. That is just kind of his move. However, big race here as the Alpha of AJ Knickel and the Mercedes of Boryoshi were side by side down the stretch. It is AJ Knickel getting the best, Boryoshi backing out a little bit there.
Yeah, Boryoshi's really those medium tires have fallen off a cliff, and I didn't even notice. But Piché is into the lead and gone by 3 seconds up the road.
Yeah, Mike de Jong not looking to put up much of a fight here, it looks like.
Oh, did you see that stat from Jonathan Jurgensmeyer earlier, Alex?
I don't think I did.
Just this is new to us. We're 2-year veterans at ARC. We sometimes don't know the lore. This must have been Nicolas Piché, the 2022 BAF1 champion, has only ever lost one ARC race he's ever been in.
Yeah, I mean, as mentioned, he was a mainstay of the ARC Formula 1 series all throughout 2017, 18, 19, even 20, I think. Took a bit of a break. He was on a hiatus. We have not seen him for quite a while. But I mean, this man has always been fast, it should be noted.
That's an amazing statistic.
I did not know that. That's actually pretty savage.
Yeah, that's
Building himself out about a 4.5 second lead here in the inaugural race of the 2024 ARC Formula 1 Americas season.
yeah, season 1 of this year. I
And
believe we're split into 2.
Gap's really starting to form up and down the rest of the grid at this point. 4.5 seconds between P1 and P2, 4.5 seconds between P2 and P3, 4 seconds
Closest
between
battle right
P3 and
now.
4.
Mr. Yoshi and Mr. Knickel.
Yeah, looks like it.
Ooh,
Oh,
AJ
bit
got
of a
little twitch
twitch.
there.
Yep.
Boryoshi's gonna have a good run down the pit straight here. AJ misses the apex, but so doesn't Boryoshi. Oh, AJ had a great drive off that corner. he have to go for it? AJ wisely backs off.
Looks like it. Makes space for that Mercedes, and they will just be playing leapfrog from here on out, I imagine. AJ already alongside of him. Backing out once again.
That's a bit of a tricky part of the track. There you go. These worn tires are going to start really complaining through Sector 2 till the end of the race. You just see the tires just get so dirty. And this is the most important bit over here through turn 12 as we see AJ getting the run. He's going to be forced wide.
Around the outside he'll look to go and does so cleanly. Down into P5 goes the Mercedes of Boryoshi for the time being.
Yeah, you feel like they're going to be doing this for quite a bit. 6 seconds already is the lead. Ooh.
Yeah, looks like Nico Pichet will have this lead in P1 over P2 out to 6.5 seconds soon enough. And I mean, with only 7 racing laps left to go in this Australian Grand Prix, inaugural Grand Prix of the 2024 ARC F1 season, it's really his race to lose, I'd say.
Yep. See Boryoshi. This is the closest battle we have on track. Oh, we see Ayrton Frederick close in on Jamie Knock. Ooh. Thank God these cars are better, and these guys can follow each other a lot closer. As we're gonna see another run by Boryoshi here. Where's he go, Alex? I don't know. Oof. And that gap that Ayrton Frederick had closed down on Jamie Knock. These are 2 former teammates last year in the Alfa Romeos. Oh no! Oh, again. Oh, this changes everything. Oh, Boryoshi was able to get into the pit along with AJ Knickel. Oh, Alex, this changes everything, bud.
Indeed it does. As mentioned, with only 6 racing laps to go here, safety car is out, and all the final racing positions left on the grid are points-paying positions, so all to play for here.
Oh, the safety car didn't pick up the leader. It's not going to hurt them as much as we anticipated. Because ideally, Boryoshi and AJ would have wanted the leaders to be picked up by the safety car after they pass pit lane, but safety car waiting there in turn 2. Well, Alex, this is where things are going to get.
Yeah, the race will certainly spice up a bit from here. That gap that Nico Pichet has managed to work his way out in front of the final podium positions is just going to be cut to nothing just about.
And Jurgensmeyer's podium could be in jeopardy here. I believe they're going to be able to pit without a problem here. Yeah, they're in the pit now. The gaps, yeah. It
All
looked like a
podium
master stroke,
position
but
runners at the moment ducking into the pits.
oh, and Mikey
Jurgensmeyer,
has
De
to
Jong,
serve that
and
penalty.
Nico Pichet. Yeah, penalty served by that Alpine, as well as the Williams, it looks like.
I believe Mikey just had a big enough gap that the penalty didn't end up changing his position in the pit. I don't think Jurgensmeyer had a penalty, but either way, the top of the table is cleared of any wrongdoings by anybody in the top 6, so
So we will stack back up once again for the final 3 or 4 laps of this Grand Prix, it looks like. It'll fully depend on Tyler Crabtree, currently sitting P10, his ability to catch the rest of the pack here. Does not look like he's going into the pit. However, Julius Dugu in the Aston Martin has opted to pit, so he will get spit out behind Tyler Crabtree, and it's just kind of a race against the sectors for them to catch the pack. It does not look like they'll be able to do so, so we should be behind the safety car once again for lap 26. And on 27, we should be good to go.
And I'll leave 3 laps of green flag racing. Well, there it is. You finish. You will be blessed with championship points.
Yeah, it looks like we're just about at that
7
point.
drivers.
The rule is 90%, yeah?
Yeah, but they didn't finish 90%.
So, not... I know. I'm just saying for the drivers remaining, it looks
Oh, yes,
like
yes, yes.
once
I
we
believe you could go
restart,
out on lap 28.
I think 27 is the cutoff for 90%. I'm not... let's go some mental math here.
Do it up. Hey, we
27 out
have a
of
math guy in
29.
the live chat. Maybe he can
Yeah,
help us out.
Mr. Math, if you're still here, Mr. Math, could you tell us if 27 out of 29 is 90%? I believe that's 92, actually.
I don't think we have
With
enough time for math. We could. I think you're right, actually.
26 is about 88%. 27 should be about 92%. So as long as people are able to stick it out beyond this safety car, they should be scoring points regardless.
26 is 90%. Thank you. Ask you shall receive. We don't even have to do our own
Oh,
statistics.
thank you, Jonah.
The
Yeah.
fans of the series are gonna let us know. But I thought you were onto something there, which is good sign. That means everybody can kind of. I don't I don't want them to race too freely, but I mean they're free to race without having to worry about going pointless. I mean, sure. I mean, you're up in the top 5. You'd want to get those points, but I mean, you know, at least you're not going empty-handed.
Yeah, barring any incidents, of course. I mean, we did see an early incident behind a virtual safety car that crashed a driver out, so I guess you never know. However, just for what it's worth at the moment, it seems like all these drivers should be scoring full points for whatever position they end up in, regardless of it. It will be
At this
on the
point,
go.
I don't think we're looking at who's going to win this race so much as who's going to round out the rest of the podium.
On the go here, of course, of Nico Pichet, currently leading the pack out behind the safety car. Safety car ducking its way back in. Burnt Mylander, we thank you for your service. Absolutely driving the balls off of that AMG.
Yeah, Alex, I want to point something out that's really interesting. If you go on board and look at every driver besides Pichet, they all have dirt and stuff all over their front
And he's
wings and
off.
everything.
Sorry,
And
I
this
didn't mean to
Ferrari,
cut you,
yeah, yeah.
but the Ferrari of Nico Pichet off quick. He got an early getaway and seemed to catch Mikey de Jong napping by some extent.
Yeah, Mikey would have wanted to at least stick around a little bit longer than what he
Al-Hazmi
has.
here making a move on Jamie Knock as well, up to P7, and he'll be looking to advance from there as much as he can, if nothing else. But here we go, Nico Pichet already
Oh!
building his lead out over Mikey de Jong by nearly 1 second. He's at 0.9 at the moment. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer hanging on for that P3 position. It does not look like Boriyoshi's close enough to make any type of move within the next lap or two. Oh, and a penalty being assessed here, unfortunately, to our P10 runner of Tyler Crabtree. That'll be a 3-second penalty for track limits violations off the restart. Oh, and
Oh,
that looked like...
Jurgensmeyer looks like he's gearing up to go after P2 here.
It looks like it, yeah. He cut that corner quite a bit. I'm surprised he didn't catch a penalty for that. However, right up into the back of Mikey de Jong he goes in that Alpine.
Ooh. Oh, and the... Oh, that's gonna...
Some movement up and down the grid. Oh, AJ Knickel just acting as a roadblock, it seems, for the rest of the grid here. Jamie Knock making his way around. Al-Hazmi kicked it off, though.
Got into AJ there in his bid to get as many positions as he can.
So we're under
contact between
green. I
teammates.
mean, not enough damage, not enough trouble for it to necessitate any type of caution or VSC or whatnot. We are back under green. And off we go with AJ Knickel now chasing Jamie Knock for that P7 position.
Whoa, Jamie Knock gets a huge step out of the rear. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer is closing on Mikey de Jong here.
But will it be enough? It seems not at this current moment. However, I'm sure Jonathan Jurgensmeyer is just waiting to make a move. Pull up some telemetry data just to see how they're all looking in terms of ERS charge. And Jonathan Jurgensmeyer is sitting pretty, must be said. Plenty of ERS deployment left for him to use. Towards the end of this race, on the penultimate lap we go as they cross the line.
Hasmi's not able to get by Caffanini. He's stuck behind him. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer so close.
Looking to make that move, if possible, on our defending champion. Not quite enough through the beginning of Sector 2 here.
He'll have DRS. Here comes Jurgensmeyer.
Looking to make the move around the outside is Jurgensmeyer, and he does make it stick up into P2 on the final lap. Going purple through Sector 2 for his troubles.
Oh,
really
Yoshi's
laying
got
it
DRS.
down here.
Hasmi's crashed.
And Al-Hazmi is out. Oh my goodness. Cautions are out. It seems that they're just localized. It's a bit too late in the race to deploy a safety car. So we are on and running, folks. It is just as it is from here. Boryoshi looking to make the move, if he can, on Mikey de Jong for that final podium position. But over the line they go, and it, of course, is Nico Pichet, who just kind of had this in the bag from the middle to the end, taking P1 for the Ferrari team. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer starting the season strong with a P2 finish. Of course, we were waiting for him to get a podium finish all through last season. Just did not come. However, he was the one driver, if any else, that we were expecting to be on the podium, aside from just our regular podium finishers. But it's Nico Pichet, of course, coming away with the win here in Australia. Wow, what a great
I
way to open the
apologize
season.
to Nicholas Pichet. We didn't get your victory coming across the line, but that battle right there for P2 between those three guys was just simply too good to look
That
away.
really was. Oh, Jurgensmeyer holding off till the very end. Wow, what a race.
That was good stuff. What a way to start the season, Alex. We got a new winner. We see old winners have a tumultuous race. Al-Hazmi crashing out on the final lap after contact with his teammate. It didn't cause the crash, but this certainly something got to be talked about in the stable there. Then ultimately crashing out. And Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, wow. We said it when he started P10, Alex. We're like, well, we're going to watch Jurg. He's just the guy that does that. We weren't expecting this, but, I mean, we had hoped. So good seeing this.
And I mean, you can only hope that this is an omen for things to come later in this season. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, the silent assassin all through the few previous seasons that we've been commentating through, and I've just been waiting for this man to get his chance. I'm so happy he did today.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's fair to the winner if we do interviews because of the fact that can't get everybody in here, which is a shame. So, I'm not sure. I mean,
Do you want to do the
might
rest
as
of the
well.
podium, or do you just want to close it
Yeah,
out?
might as well. Might as well just, I mean, it would be a shame not to give Jonathan Jurgensmeyer his due. Jurg, you got us here, man?
Yes, sir.
I mean, if we said it, you qualify P10, but much like last season, you just find a way. And I feel like this is feel good, man. This is you really kept your nose up. By lap 3, you double your positions up to P5, and here you are, P2, man. Walk us through that race. You were smart, level-headed, and just tell us how that went.
First of all, I just think it's crazy that I won a race last season. I got on the podium 5 times. It's the first time I'm talking to you guys after the race. So um, I'm glad to be here. I listen to you guys on the headset almost every race, so it's nice to be here. But yeah, I didn't. I wrecked myself in qualifying, and I didn't think I'd be too quick. But I mean, just going through the race and just being consistent and not being that guy who wrecks and just picking up the pieces from everyone and I made it work somehow. I don't know how. I was expecting to get eaten up on that last restart with Boryoshi behind me and AJ. I thought they'd be so much quicker, but but I ended up gaining a spot out of the safety car. So it's crazy. Just it's good to hear. Good to be here.
Yeah, we noticed there on the final lap that we have the pleasure of being able to see everybody's their energy deployment, and you saved
Sitting on
half
60.
your yeah you saved more than half your ERS to just go into full attack mode, and luckily you guys got that lap where your final lap of racing you would have DRS deployed. Did you know you were going to have DRS, and were you planning to just dump it all on the final lap to attack Mikey, or did that just kind of, all the ducks aligned there?
Yeah, I knew I wasn't gonna pass Mikey. Without DRS. Well, I was trying to keep in DRS of Mikey so Boryoshi couldn't get me and I could stay on the podium. I didn't expect to be able to attack him, but I mean I don't know. I guess I had the speed there to do it. I had the ERS to do it. When I saw Mikey's light flashing, I knew that I was gonna be able to get by and uh, almost screwed myself in the last sector because I was scared I was gonna mess it up, but. But I didn't. So we're in second.
Well, Jared, I hope we have more conversations like this throughout the 15 race season. Well, now down to 14. Uh, Good luck to the rest of the season, and water race, man. It was good to watch.
I just want to say
Yep.
as well that this is the one I've been waiting for about 2 years now, Jerg. It's so good to see you up here on the podium getting an
He
interview
said he
and
got 5 last season, but like I guess where was I? He just
Yeah, I
did never
won a
did an
race too.
interview. What?
Yeah, it was before you
Jerg
guys
was
started
squeaking
doing
out
interviews. I won a
P3s
race.
most of last season. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, as we talk about most every broadcast, the Jurgensmeyer signature move is qualifying P12 and then making your way up into P6 by the end of lap 3 or whatnot. So we're just always happy to see you perform well because you're kind of the silent assassin of the grid. So congrats, man. We're happy to see it.
Thank you.
And let's shift our focus to reigning champion, uh, Mikey. It looked a bit off from the jump this weekend for you. Obviously, Piche is a bit of an oddball when it comes to pace, but qualified kind of down and forth. It was a so-so race. Kind of had flip-flop strategies with Al Hazmi. I mean, a podium's still a good result, but it just didn't seem really De Jong-esque, so to speak. Walk us through your race.
Well, I already knew that uh, that landing was way too quick, but I just can't seem to think of a way that he can drive away that much in a single lap. I just so confused. But other than that, he's very quick. So GG on him for winning the race with a big ass cap. And well, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, it was Verstappen, but it was listen. Aside from Piquet taking off, there was a good battle. You had a battle there with your ex teammate. Now, Mikey, I want to preface this by saying I didn't know that there was a switch up at Racing Predators. That you had Aiden come in. Al Hazmi said he wasn't going to race, so you're okay with letting him go, and then AJ and their team pick him up and put him in East Coast Racing. How do you feel about that, first of all? What?
Well, I mean, I was talking to Hasmi like for months now, and he wanted to go to Euro, and I was like, okay, all right, like I can make that happen. So we got everything signed up and all. Got a new driver for it, and then suddenly I hear from Hasmi that he wants to go back to America. Like, it's a bit too late now. I have a new driver, and I cannot just say no, you cannot drive anymore. So he had to go to a different team.
Yeah, I will say this: he is going to have to leave halfway through the season due to job obligations, but still, we asked you leading up the final three races of the season. Are you guys coming back? Are you guys coming back? You guys left us on a cliffhanger on purpose to just string us along like a romance of some sort. And then like I said, I had no clue. I've kind of stepped away from using Discord so much, and I went in just to check the roster. I was like, whoa, this can't be right. What is this? And then I see it, and you guys had that battle there for a bit. You on the hard, him on the medium, him on the medium, you on the hard. It back and forth. Again, you guys race each other with extreme respect. But was there a bit of animosity there, being like, hey, I don't gotta, I don't gotta give you as much room as I did last season, you know?
No, we are always still in the party. So we were just as good of friends, and because that we fight with respect, and we know each other f with the way we give each other room. Uh, we're just gonna drive and fight each other like last season, just as hard as possible. So
Well, I'm glad we get to see you guys battle it out on different sides of the fence with each other. So that's gonna look forward to. And again, man, great race. Like it was a bit off, but I mean, you still managed the podium. That's a great way to start the season. Especially we saw 7 drivers just get caught out today, and you weren't one of those, man. So here's hoping to a good season. It's a bit unfortunate we got Max Verstappen racing in our league, but hey,
it's gonna be real lonely for him for the rest of the season.
hey, you can.
Jesus.
We heard a stat early in the broadcast that we didn't know prior that he'd only ever lost one race he's ever been in ARC, and just everybody's hearts kind of sunk on that. So, hey,
I mean,
man, but
I already knew it from the last time I raced, so I was like, oh well, there goes the championship.
oh, hey, Nate, listen, we can still talk about the battle for P2, and so far that's Jonathan Jurgensmeyer's spot, and that's yours to take, man. So, good luck for the rest of the season, and look forward to talking to you a bit more.
Yes, of course.
All right, and as always, we wanna thank our viewers, our racers as well for making this happen this week. You guys are really the ones that keep this ball spinning if nobody else. But beyond that, we want to thank, of course, DiveBomb Motorsport, ARC's premier partner. Go check out their website. Plenty of good racing blogs and plenty of stuff going on IRL that you guys might want to keep up with, as well as SimLeaguePro.com, ARC's league management partner. This is where we keep our rosters, our point scoring tables, everything that you may look on other actual racing series websites for. This is where we keep ours. So make sure you check out simleaguepro.com when you have a chance. SimWrap Market, of course, iRacing's largest marketplace of professional level livery designs. This is where we source a lot of our liveries for the iRacing series that we run here in ARC. We want to give a shout out to them, of course, for partnering with us, and we want to thank them for the work they do. IMB Racewear, ARC Sim Racing apparel sponsor. They've got gloves, boots, everything that you may need for your sim racing setup. Make sure you check out IMB Racewear. The Racing Rats, our Assetto Corsa modding partners. These are where we get all the good mods for our Assetto Corsa series, as well as just fun mods to use in Assetto Corsa in the downtime. Whenever you may have a chance, check out the Racing Rats. Finally, we want to thank James McAdam Photography and AJ Knickel Design for all the work that they do for everything for ARC, from, graphic designs to all of the thumbnails and templates that we use for our media. We want to thank them so much for all the work that they do. But as always, signing off from here in Australia, we want to hope that you guys tune in for next week's race. Billy, do you happen to know where we'll be at next week? I haven't checked
We
the
will
schedule.
be in Suzuka for the Japanese Grand
Oh,
Prix
is it
for round 2.
Japanese? Thanks as always to our drivers for putting on such an excellent show, and we hope to see you guys tuned in for Suzuka next week. Until then, signing off.